How do you want to die? I go for a hike and slowly stumble upon every pet and old friend and relative I knew to be dead. Just like me. They explain that they didn't pass away, but simply were chilling out among the trees back here. It's time to get together and watch a DVD of every cool one-liner and triumphant moment in my life, recorded with perfect clarity. After that we stay up all night talking and catching up. A night that lasts as long as I want it to. I can occasionally hear the sounds of medical equipment beeping in the background, but it grows fainter with time, and I pay it no mind. In Switzerland by euthanasia on the day of my choosing. I have seen 3 people die in utter agony on their deathbeds. People should be able to choose their deaths. And the last vacation to Swiss Alps once I'm old and ready sounds lovely. Honestly, suicide does not sound appealing. As people can fuck them up and survive, it's the same bloody agony all over again. Better leave it to the professionals. Alternatively, I would like to not die at all, ideally. But death itself scares me far less than terminal illness and the process of natural death. Like my dad. He was 82. He went to the village on his bike on Sunday morning. Did some gardening in the afternoon. Had Sunday lunch. Felt a bit poorly, so went to bed early. Collapsed in the bathroom. Never regained consciousness. Dead by 10 p.m. Abdominal aneurysm. No long painful death. No mental or physical decline. But also no goodbyes. No last thoughts. No ability to say the things you wanted to say. Apparently it runs in the family. I definitely want to go like that. At the exact same time as my fiancé. I love him so much, and I don't want to die alone or before him. And I don't want to die after him either, because then he'll have to go through death alone. If we die at the exact same time, then we can go through death together. We've gotten through a lot together, so I think if we were together in it we could go through death, but hopefully that's not for millions of years. I'm just trying to will it being that long or now. I want to die with dignity, to be euthanized peacefully, surrounded by my loved ones. When my deteriorating old people's disease gets so far gone that I am a burden to myself, society and family, we will have a lovely party with all my favorite foods, music and people. Then, I will sleep away in a bed after some goodbye speeches. No need for a memorial when I'm already gone. Let's have a celebration of my voyage into dust. I want to skydive out of one of those planes that they use to do those parabolic arcs to simulate zero-G. I'll be strapped with explosives but no parachute and jump out over shark-infested waters. And I'm not talking sharks are known to be in the area. I'm talking boats in the water tossing chum in anticipation. The explosives would be set to explode the second I hit the water. I make the big sploosh and feed the fishes. I accept that I have no control in there. Could honestly care less about things I have no choice in. That doesn't mean I can't take precautions to not be necessarily reckless. Isn't that a strange thought? There's a difference between immediate harms and long-term harms, but also expectations. Like someone who's been militant in not smoking but still gets lung cancer at the age of 35. Life's a cruel bitch. So be it. In a hospital bed, sleeping, with my mind still intact and possibly past age 100, just for the 3rd digit, and close I should at least say some goodbyes, and just few months after the loss of any hypothetical, so I may have to spare them the pain, but still not having to live with it myself for too much time. You pass out before dying. You're not even aware of being dead yet. Or, maybe like an instant head explosion. So high-speed car accident, factory accident or something similar. Be honest. I'd like to die in an epic situation, where my daughter would be more amazed than sad. But I don't want it to get ugly, like crying and screaming for my mother or something like that. Immediate and painless. A slow death is absolutely devastating. There's a reason why if in case I get an illness that causes me to deteriorate very slow, but death is still inevitable in the end, that I'll go ahead with euthanasia-assisted death. I don't want to put my loved ones through the torture of seeing me slowly lose myself. Personally, honestly, only a few ways that come to mind if I could choose, and can guarantee no one else gets hurt. Kissing a tree while going Godspeeds on a motorcycle, skydiving without a parachute, in a nuclear bomb, or dying of heart failure cause of the strongest orgasm of my life. Going with empty balls and the bang. Occasionally you hear stories about people who lived long, fulfilling lives who simply settle down for a nap on a nice day and don't get up. That's probably the perfect way to go, in my opinion. At bare minimum, I'd take just any way that I don't have to see it coming or feel it. There 1 second and gone the next, so to speak. After a nice exit party with all my friends and family and my favorite music, I'm going to jump from an airplane with a backpack full of high explosives and nice fireworks. OFC high on whatever cocktail of fancy drugs the future can cook up, and then shot mid-air by an A-cannon missile aimed by my grandchildren. Not something I want to do at all, but of course I must. So probably just in my sleep, like everyone else, or rescuing people or something heroic like that. Alternatively, if I ever get like 3 months to live or something, I want to do all the drugs at once and be the first person to achieve how did we get here. Sometimes when I'm in an airplane, I think if all went wrong and I found myself free falling towards the city below ... I would use my last moments to aim for something memorable and ironic, like a funeral home. Or something that nearly killed me before but brought me great pleasure in life. Like your mom. I want to die via euthanasia, when I'm old, in my home, at a time of my choosing. When I've done all the preparation on my own time. I believe in reincarnation, and I don't think I'll reach enlightenment in this life. So, I want to be able to prepare all the crossing over rituals and be completely ready. Suffocation. Specifically not on my blood. I want to die with my eyes open and my will to live ablaze, trying everything to keep me alive. It's very easy for a life-ending wound to fill your lungs up with blood, suffocating one without too many possibilities of survival, which is why I mentioned it. Per wise words of Tyrion Lannister in my own bed, at the age of 80, with a belly full of wine and a girl's mountain around my cock. Joke aside, in my sleep. I don't want to wake up, go to work, and after working whole goddamn day to come home and die. I want to die before I go to work. Either protecting someone by taking the bad person out with me, or something where I know death is coming somewhere where I will be found pronto with as little trauma to the finder as possible. I definitely don't want to die in my sleep. Scares the carp out of me. Sleep should be safe. From my recent experiences with grand mal seizures, I wouldn't mind having one of those take me out. All of the ones I've had so far have been painless and I was unconscious for them. If I just never woke up after one, that sounds like a win to me. I wouldn't even know I was dead. Physician-assisted euthanasia. I get to choose the day I die, say goodbye to all my loved ones, and die quickly and painlessly on my own terms, hoping that America will catch up to other countries soon and start offering this to people outside of hospice care. Tricky. While I'd like to die in my sleep, I don't want to be left for someone to find days or weeks later. That's not fair to who finds me. So, I guess quietly, in a hospital bed, not having visitors probably, but at least I'll be moved through the systems. And if I even had the slightest chest pain from a strained muscle, I end up with intense anxiety, and have even been to the ER a few times over it. So I think dying in my sleep is the best option for me. In my sleep. But dementia runs in my family. If I'm ever diagnosed with it, I do plan to go out on my own so as not to put all that on my children and partner. I was a memory care CNA. I've seen firsthand what dementia does to a person and their family. Some spectacular death. Or my friends and brothers around me out in the beautiful forest, and I know this is it. A bit like Bromir's death in Lotta. next to a beautiful tree and my brother's there. The best death is the one you see coming and are aware of. In my 80s, wake up on a Sunday morning, spend some time with my family and dogs at the park, tell them I love them, go out the ride on my motorbike and boom, struck directly by an asteroid and just get blown to all fuckery. That'll do. Dying in sleep means people might not notice I died since I live by myself, and that's horrible to think of. I think dying in a car crash driving a car I love is a good way out for me. I cannot think of other ways with more mercy, tbh. From old age preferably, if we're being realistic. If not realistic, I don't want to die at all. Eternal life sounds absolutely the best. I can't be bored of living. Would trade anything I own for at least biological immortality. Old age with hopefully a family around me, or in a way I won't notice. Once at work my hand got blown up partially because I touched 400 volts, and after that I was just annoyed at the fact I just missed out on an instant painless death. I don't care how I die, but I more so care about how I'm remembered when I die. I want to die being remembered as a hero, the friend who always had your back, or the person who brought out the best in others. Something like that. My mum passed away in a hospital room in cancer at age 68. It seemed awful to me. I told myself if I get the benefit of seeing it coming, I want to die out in the forest, surrounded by nature, and with the sun in my face.